Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sunil Kumar. I'm the Dean of the University of Chicago's Booth School of Business. It's a privilege to be here on this day when we're making an exciting opening. And I want to recognize some distinguished guests that are among us. And first and foremost, of course, I'd like to recognize the Honorable Mayor Rahm Emanuel, who's with us today. State Senator Kwame Raoul is here today. State Representative Barbara Friend Curry is here today. State Representative Christian Mitchell is here today. Alderman Leslie Hairston is here today. Alderman Burns couldn't be here today, but his office is represented. And it's a pleasure to have all these people here. We've decided to be efficient and not have deans, in particular academics, speak. We tend not to stop in time. So rather than me talk about innovation, there is a 4-minute video on innovation in which I speak, and you can listen to that.
Innovation is doing something fundamentally different that creates new or perhaps greater value than the way things have always been done in the past.
The University of Chicago is a very special place for innovation because of the convergence of expertise that there is here.
And the idea that sparks will fly, that ideas come together with business sense, business cases are made.
We put people in touch with each other who cross different disciplines.
This is what sets us apart. This institution has an outstanding record of innovation.
There's a great history of innovation here with many important discoveries and starting of new fields.
There have been a wide range of activities that have led to this crescendo of innovation and entrepreneurship.
Today's electric vehicles, the batteries may power a car 40 miles. We're looking to the future when that battery can power a car 200, 300, even 400 miles. Literally replace a tank of gas with a single battery. We have inventors who are doing chemistry, working very closely with engineers and companies that know how to build batteries and scale those batteries so you don't make 1 or 2 or 3 of them, but that you can make 1,000 or 1,000,000 to really have it adoptable by commercial concerns like the automobile industries.
Water is a huge global problem. There are many molecular engineering approaches that can improve the situation. The Institute for Molecular Engineering is combining and synthesizing and bringing together different disciplines to focus on engineering from the molecular scale up. We have a collaboration with Ben Gurion University in Israel, and Israel now produces about 60% of its water by desalination. Molecular engineering can be a route to a safer, purer, and more abundant water supply.
So you have an idea. How do you take that idea and turn it into a business? Students can, in a classroom environment, test a real-world idea, learn a whole lot more about it, craft a better business model, and then take that into the New Venture Challenge.
By the time I started at Booth, I sort of crafted my classes around the skills and the knowledge I thought I needed to build the business. I ran the business idea through the competition, got space at the Polsky Center.
The Polsky Center is where we incubate the startups that are created by the students of the University of Chicago. The New Venture Challenge alone has launched 85 companies out of the University of Chicago.
We are in an institution that's very innovative.
The ecosystem for, let's say, digital media has formed, and a lot of that at the Polsky Center. We're now looking to the future and asking the question, can we create the same kind of innovation ecosystem on the material side, combining things like molecular engineering, like our new Joint Center for Energy Storage Research, the Computation Institute. and whether we can bring the powers of that innovative activities to bear in Chicago.
What the Institute for Translational Medicine does, we try to put people in touch with each other who cross different disciplines. We have a spirit of entrepreneurship here. We're very much encouraged to do new things, not to be constrained.
The new cannot come from a homogeneous group. A wide variety of perspectives, backgrounds, experiences are brought to bear to having a truly vibrant innovation and entrepreneurship community. So you need a culture where people challenge each other to go bigger. You need the right people. And the University of Chicago has this in spades. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the president of the University of Chicago, Robert J. Zimmer. He became president in 2006 after earlier serving as deputy provost and as vice president for research in the Argonne National Laboratory. As president of the university, he serves as the chair of the board of governors of Argonne and the chair of the board of directors of the Fermi Research Alliance, which operates the Fermi National Accelerator Laboratory. He's a member of the National Science Board and is a fellow of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences and the American Association for the Advancement of Science. Please welcome President Zimmer.
Good morning. It's a great pleasure to see all of you here at this wonderful event. For more than 100 years now, scholars, students, researchers at the University of Chicago have pursued questions of great importance to society, and in doing so crossed traditional academic boundaries. As the challenges facing society become more complex, the tradition of innovative and collaborative research becomes more important than ever. Today, the University of Chicago announces the creation of the Chicago Innovation Exchange. This new center will help entrepreneurs and scholars and students from across the university translate their ideas and discoveries into startup businesses and products. It builds on the university's great success in launching businesses through the Polsky Center for Entrepreneurship at the Booth School of Business, and it builds on our track record of groundbreaking scientific research. The Chicago Innovation Exchange will create a hub for university faculty, students, alumni, and researchers, as well as external businesses that want to be located near all of this talent and energy. The exchange will give them access to programming and expertise, venture capital, and perhaps most importantly, access to each other. A $20 million innovation fund will help new businesses finance their work, and that is needed to prove their concepts. The University of Chicago's unique strengths in research mean that the Chicago Innovation Exchange will make an impact quickly. Two of the exchange's participants in this first phase illustrate this very clearly. Argonne National Laboratory, which is leading a $120 million research partnership to develop energy storage technologies, will use the exchange to help bring these technologies to market. The Institute for Molecular Engineering, which is working with Ben-Gurion University of the Negev to develop new technologies to create clean drinking water, will be another major participant in the exchange. The exchange will help to commercialize discoveries in areas ranging from medical research to education. It will combine in one place the talent and expertise from areas like the Polsky Center for Entrepreneurship and UChicago Tech. The Chicago Innovation Exchange will provide new opportunities for scholars and entrepreneurs. It will bring new products to consumers, and in the process, it will create new businesses and jobs, sparking one of the most promising sectors in the local economy here on 53rd Street, on Chicago's South Side, and throughout the region. All of this, we believe, is part of the mission of a great urban research university, to bring our intellectual strengths to bear on challenges of great importance in partnership with our city to the benefit of all. Thank you very much for being here.
to briefly describe their experiences with entrepreneurship and innovation at the university, we have invited three people who represent three very different aspects of the innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem at the university. First, I'd like to introduce Michael Polsky, founder, president, and CEO of Invenergy LLC. He endowed and named the Polsky Center for Entrepreneurship at Chicago Booth. He graciously credits Chicago Booth with giving him the quote-unquote complete package as an entrepreneur. In 2012, Michael doubled his original endowment to the Polsky Center, allowing what is now the Polsky Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation to serve as a venture creation engine for the entire university. Kevin O'Leary, our second panelist, is a third-year student in the JD MBA program at the University of Chicago and co-founder and CEO of Qualia Health. Kevin's previous work experience includes marketing roles at Medtronic, investment banking at Piper Jaffray, and founding his own consulting company providing strategic advice to medical device startups. While at the University of Chicago, Kevin has been a healthcare innovation fellow in the D4 Lab program, and is also currently president of the Startup and Venture Capital Group at the law school. Finally, we have Mary Ellen Geiger, who is the A.N. Pritzker Professor in Radiology at the university. She serves as the director of the Imaging Research Institute and is the immediate past director of the graduate program in medical physics and founding chair of the Committee on Medical Physics. The inventor or co-inventor on 25 patents, Mary Ellen has been honored for her discoveries of new ways to use computers to help radiologists obtain quantitative information from medical images. First, I'd like to welcome Michael Polsky to the podium.
I think we're witnessing here a historic moment when the Polsky Center has been created over 12 years ago. It was an innovative idea in itself at that time. Thanks to people like Steve Kaplan, who is here, Alan Radnick, who really believe it's something that this would be something really important. Now, I don't think anybody can dispute the importance and impact of these programs for innovation, entrepreneurship, and education, and a job creation in a broad sense. I think during these years, we witnessed also a huge shift in the culture at the University of Chicago, in the city of Chicago, toward innovation and entrepreneurials. Even we see the historic shift through the whole country here. At this point, it's really even hard to imagine how major university or major urban area like this can even excel without strong commitment to entrepreneurship and innovation. I think having Mayor Emanuel here is a strong confirmation of his commitment, and we see big steps in the city toward supporting entrepreneurial innovation as a part of the economic development and job creation. I think also, in my opinion, to create a dedicated space like this of Chicago Innovation Exchange is another critical step in enhancing University of Chicago's strong commitment to innovative and entrepreneurial culture. I believe that this space would be a magnet for new entrepreneurs, innovators to come together to share ideas and to pursue really their dreams. We see other examples, for example, 1871 and some other places where really to have a dedicated space really foster dramatically, entrepreneurialism and innovation here. With my own experience at the University of Chicago, I've been sort of entrepreneur for many years before we had particular centers and programs, but I think regardless, I think University of Chicago, I'm an engineer, I think University of Chicago provided me with additional tools and knowledge to basically, and also confidence to go out and to try on my own and create businesses. I think, in my opinion, that university right now, I think local ecosystem, I think it could even further promote creation and development of new businesses. I mean, we see now, compared to even 5 years ago, huge dramatic change. So I truly believe we're witnessing another historical step here by creating this space. I think 10, 12 years ago, I would never have imagined that I would be speaking at this kind of event where we have a Center for Innovation Entrepreneurship supported by the university president, by the mayor of the city, by all these people sitting here. I think this is tremendous, and I feel probably a few years from now we'll be discussing big results and accomplishment that will be achieved as a result of this. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Kevin O'Leary. I'm a JD MBA student here. So as a student, it's been an incredible experience to be able to take classes in programming at the school and really feel the innovative spirit across all of that. And I'll give one example of my experience in the D4 Lab program last year, which literally brought together people from across the campus: physicians, professors, undergrads, graduate students, researchers at Argonne, all in one room talking about how can we come up with new ideas to solve problems in healthcare. And that program in particular, for me, the startup that I'm now working on today wouldn't exist if I hadn't taken part in it. I met my co-founder there, a physician here at UChicago. Hey, Dave. And we originally bonded over conversations about how we can use new technologies to help people with chronic diseases better manage their conditions. By the way, the company name is Qualia Health, and if anybody's interested in talking about that, we'd be happy to have conversations afterwards. But I think those types of conversations are an amazing thing to happen at a university like this, and it's a unique place where we can drive more of those conversations. And similar to what Michael was saying, if there's one kind of rate-limiting factor to those conversations today, it's that there isn't a hub on campus across the entire campus where people can come together and figure out about programming like the D4 Lab, like things across the other parts of the campus. And I am incredibly excited to see this come to life as a hub for students across the campus, a place where people like me can come and spend our days working on new ideas, talking with other students, and hopefully creating some really cool things in the process. 1871, I think, is a great example of how a hub in the city of Chicago has driven a lot of great new things for the technology startup community. It's brought it together. People have gotten enthused and energized around working together, and it's created some great stuff. And I think this environment will create similar things for the University of Chicago. It'll drive innovation. It'll help students to come together and work together going forward into the future. Thanks so much for the time this morning.
Hello, I'm Mary Ellen Geiger. At the University of Chicago, my lab discovers new ways to use computers to enrich the information obtained from medical images so that radiologists can better find and diagnose disease, for example, breast cancer. After a decade of pioneering laboratory research at the university, my colleagues and I worked with what is now University of Chicago Tech in the 1990s to translate and commercialize our developments. R2 Technology, a startup company at that time, licensed the patents from the university and developed the first FDA-approved computer-aided detection system, which is now standard of care in breast cancer screening programs. The success of that company has helped save the lives of women through the earlier detection of breast cancer, and it also generated royalties that flowed back into our labs, enabling us to continually develop our novel computerized methods to assess disease. R2 Technology was eventually acquired by a major women's health company, and computer-aided detection is now mainstream. And this was possible with our collaboration with what then UChicago Tech. So in 2009, inspired by my prior experience, I, along with some of Booth's MBA students, entered into the New Venture Challenge, and we advanced to the final 9. The students and I then formed the company Quantitative Insights to bring this invention to the public. The company's product, Quantex, is an intuitive clinical interface that seamlessly merges our image analysis methods with the display of mammography, ultrasound, and breast MRI. Quantitative Insights is currently in the process of obtaining FDA approval for the clinical workstation. And radiologists who have previewed this station feel that they can reduce their time to interpret a breast MRI from 30 minutes to 10 minutes. Also, the workstation would deliver more in-depth quantitative information to the radiologists than is currently available. Again, possible because of collaboration across campus. So I have seen firsthand the impact of combining laboratory innovations with entrepreneurial expertise. This is an effective and efficient means to transfer new knowledge into new applications for the public. Campus programs like the Booth School's New Venture Challenge and the Innovation Fund and Chicago Innovation Mentors, which were pioneered by UChicago Tech, have been outstanding resources for me. To bring these and all other outstanding innovation programs, including the incubator, within one center is a tremendous opportunity for the university and its partner laboratories. So I look forward to being an early and enthusiastic participant of this center. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Geiger and the other panelists. I would now like to recognize the first executive director of the Chicago Innovation Exchange, John Flavin. John, please stand up. And now we have a brief video outlining our conception for the exchange itself.
The city of Chicago has really been growing in recent years around innovation and entrepreneurship.
The University of Chicago has its own unique brew of ideas. We're strong in healthcare, we're strong in education, we're strong in big data.
What the Chicago Innovation Exchange is going to do is to really take a lot of what's happening across the university, bring it together in a way that's coordinated, collaborative, but also unprecedented.
We'll have the opportunity to bring students and faculty into the exchange, surround them with mentors, venture capitalists.
The number of programs that are growing up all around campus has just exploded, and the Innovation Exchange gives all of these programs a place to be.
You need a place, one place where all pieces of the ecosystem come together to help optimize the formation of these ideas and these businesses. Chicago Innovation Exchange will attract and be a catalyst for starting companies based on ideas and technologies that arise from University of Chicago and Argonne, and in one place.
UChicago Tech has long fostered Chicago's innovation scene. We're happy to team with our colleagues at the Polsky Center, Argonne National Lab, the Institute for Molecular Engineering, and many others.
So I'm excited to be a part of it and excited to get underway.
It's a tremendous way in which the University of Chicago can have an impact on the city and the world. We're going to become a leader in this space, locally, nationally, and globally.
I would now like to introduce Mary Ann Wright from the Argonne National Labs. Mary Ann is a member of the laboratory's Board of Governors. She leads the research and development organization responsible for establishing power systems technology and its innovation roadmap, value strategies, as well as leading the government relations activities to accelerate the growth of advanced energy storage systems. She's also leading the execution of the U.S. Department of Energy's Economic Stimulus Grant Program that is intended to lead to the establishment of a domestic advanced battery industry. Mary Ann, please.
So good morning. I do serve on the board of Argonne National Lab, but I'm actually with Johnson Controls, and I do lead the engineering and research and development. So John, you should be equally excited and scared. You have a big challenge ahead of you, and it was very inspirational to hear, how the potential of bringing the university and all these resources together to take great ideas and get them out into the marketplace. So Johnson Controls is a 128-year-old company, and we are founded on innovation. Warren Johnson invented the electric thermostat, and I hope that our stuff is going to be in this building. But our employees around the world, 170,000 of them, we encourage them every day to go to work and find new ways to serve our customers with leading edge products and services. And so as we think about innovations, we really innovate around business models and the changing market dynamics. So what's really exciting about the Chicago Innovation Exchange is we'll be able to take the fabulous resources, the technology coming out of the University of Chicago, Argonne National Lab, and put wraparound services of building business models, business strategies, commercialization, because we have got to get our products to market more quickly. We have to do it in less cycle time. We have to be able to meet global demands. And we know that we can't do that all on our own and internally. And we really need all the good ideas and leverage all of the resources that we can, and to be able to accelerate that time and to be able to be the leaders in the markets in which we serve. And so I think this is really a time for celebration, because this is really different. Because good ideas are just that. But if you can't get them to market and you can't get them to a point where people want to buy them, they just become good ideas. So you should be really proud of what's going to happen here. And as a member of the Joint Center for Energy Storage Research, we're the industrial partner along with Dow and Applied Materials. I'm especially encouraged to hear that we are going to be part of this, not only developing the business models, but also scaling it up so we can demonstrate that the excellent work that's going on, not only in Argonne National Lab, but all of our partner institutions, really can hit the market and be something that sets us apart from any place else in the world, so that we can establish ourselves as energy storage leaders globally. And our commitment, obviously, is to be partners with the Chicago Innovation Exchange to see its successful launch and sustainable performance over time. And my expectation is the great ideas and the great businesses. Kevin, I want to talk to you about coming to work for Johnson Controls, actually, because we need guys like you, is that we're going to be able to be those leaders that take these great ideas and the great business strategies and scale them up. And so my final comment is, Eric, when we think about scale, we don't think thousands and millions. We build hundreds of millions. And so that's the kind of scale that we're looking for in great ideas. So thank you very much.
It's now my great pleasure to introduce our mayor. We've had a lot of talk about startups and innovation, and of course one of the things one needs in a startup is a leader with a great deal of vision, energy, and determination. Now, we all know the city of Chicago is not a startup. However, we also know that we do have a mayor of enormous vision, energy, and determination who is leading the city in an extraordinarily productive way in an extremely complex environment. Mayor Emanuel's been a wonderful supporter of education at all levels, a wonderful supporter of higher education and our research in particular. A number of the things that we've heard talk of today, including the energy storage activity at Argonne and now at the Chicago Innovation Exchange, as well as the partnership with Ben Gurion University in the Negev, have been things that the mayor has been an active participant in supporting and helping us with. And this is just sort of the some examples of what a wonderful partner he has been for the University of Chicago, and I know for Argonne National Lab as well. So please join me in welcoming Mayor Emanuel.
Bob, thank you. Kind of reminds me of a quote by Lyndon Johnson. When you're the last speaker, everything that needs to be said has been said. It just hasn't been said by everybody that needs to say it. So here goes my attempt on the 8th try. First of all, as Bob knows, I actually went out on the Argonne grant. We went out to both Argonne, both at the Energy Department a number of times to meet with the former secretary. And now with the, also when we were in Israel with the Ben Gurion, which was a year-long effort, I knew I should have worked on a 2% commission. I'd be way ahead of where I am. At this point, it would have made our budget a lot easier, Alderman. So you can laugh at that, don't worry, we'll be fine. This does, though, I do want to say a couple things why I think this is very, very important for the city. in a couple levels. Before I get started, I do want to then note also Andrea Zopp, head of the Urban League, is also the board member of the Chicago Public Schools, is also here. I want to make sure that, and Andrea shares this vision with me, as does Barbara Bennett, that we're going to be 100% college ready, 100% college bound city for our students. And I want our kids around the city of Chicago throughout to see the University of Chicago as part of their future. And if we do that, we're going to be an unbelievable great city. And that's our goal as a city. I have just a couple things I want to say why this is, in my view, an exciting day for the city of Chicago, not just having worked on these two big grants or partnerships. And that is, the fact is, while a lot of people always notice for the city of Chicago its incredible corporate headquarters, and we have, when you think of size, an incredible amount of companies that have headquarters here, and we're recruiting them constantly in the Fortune 100, Fortune 500 space. But our single greatest economic engines, and I constantly tell everybody that comes through the city, as I have just recently the Chinese that we're visiting, our economic engines are our universities. That is the driving force behind the city. That's the place where we get ideas, innovations, companies, and all the efforts and why people want to come here. And I do want to say, before I really get on a tirade, congratulations to everybody at the Booth School for the Economist recognition. It's the #1 business school in all the world. You deserve that recognition. But the reason this is an exciting day for the city of Chicago and why I'm here to celebrate this, and that is, the fact is, you've already done this. Braintree, last week, a Booth School graduate, bought by PayPal, a little north of $800 million. Grubhub, out of Booth School as well. So when you name the 80 companies, 2 of them already are either IPO stage or been bought out. We now have 4 companies north of $1 billion in valuation, equal to what New York has. The University of Chicago, 2 of those 4 come out of here. You're just building a space for things you've already done. And in my view, and I leaned over to Bob and I said this is basically 1871 South. We now have 2 innovation incubator spaces in the city of Chicago, unparalleled when you look around the country. Bringing together the pure research, the business acumen of Booth School, the pure research of Argonne and all the other efforts that you have, with the ability to take an idea and a concept and put it to practice, building it, not only solving obviously important diseases or other type of healthcare needs, but other types of things on energy efficiency. And I think it's an exciting that this operation is thinking about and opening its doors the very week that Google Motorola laid out their space and the Merchandise Mart for 2,500 employees that were once headed for California are coming down to the city of Chicago. And so whether it's downtown at Merchandise Mart, the city of Chicago, or here in Hyde Park, this is a city on a move. This is a city that's creating new industries, new inventions, and bringing together what happens at the university and make it applicable to what happens in the marketplace. So I think this is an exciting day for the world, exciting day for the country. On the other hand, I speak for Chicago. This is a really exciting day for us. And I think this tells and continues to reinforce what used to be go on at Argonne, what happened at Booth, or what happened over at the medical school, were all in silos. This space will create a single flat world where all those efforts come together and become products that once again change the world. And this is actually returning the University of Chicago to its roots as an innovator that changes the world and allows us to raise our horizons. And I cannot think of a better thing for the city's future than to bring somebody from the board of the Chicago Public Schools with the head of the university and actually breaking new ground and new pathways. So to all of you that made this day possible, congratulations. I look forward to seeing what comes out of it, and hopefully the city of Chicago will get a royalty. Congratulations.
Unfortunately, the mayor has to move on to another engagement, but President Zimmer will be willing to take 1 or 2 questions from the audience. We have a few minutes.
Excuse me. My name is Jeff from the Hyde Park Herald. I'm wondering how long this has been in the works and when the University of Chicago decided to inhabit this space this year.
Right. Well, we've been thinking about this idea for quite a while. What we wanted to do was to ensure that we had all of the various components of this, which, as you've heard, involves the Polsky Center from the Booth School, involves molecular engineering, involves Argonne, involves the physical science division, involves the medical center, that all of these areas were in fact coordinated, aligned, sharing vision of exactly what this would be. So we have spent a considerable amount of time making this something that we had a great deal of confidence that we would have success with, and in which all of the various participants were excited and enthusiastic. So getting the conception right, getting the organization right, getting the governance right has taken us quite a while, but it puts us on a foundation where we can actually now just go and do it with everybody's active participation. I do want to acknowledge Derek Douglas's great leadership in insisting that we keep meeting to make all of this possible.
We have a question over here.
Hi, I was just wondering how you see the role of graduate students and postdocs in the sciences towards this new endeavor, and potentially how you might be able to incorporate them and get them to have additional educational experiences for themselves and to be able to keep the good talent who might be able to move on to entrepreneurship in Chicago.
Well, I think what you're articulating is my answer to the question, which is what you're pointing out is certainly something that we want to see, and want to see the Chicago Innovation Exchange in particular develop. What ultimately this is about the impact of the work that we do, and how are we going to enable students, graduate students, undergraduate students as well, and faculty to think about what the opportunities are for having the maximal impact of their work. It's not going to be the case that for every single faculty member or every single student this is what they want to do, or that their work is going to lend itself to this. On the other hand, there are going to be lots of faculty and lots of students for whom this will be a great resource in helping them do that. And in terms of graduate students, being in an environment in which this is possible, in which people are thinking about this, in which their resources are available, we believe will be a huge asset to expanding their conception of the way that they themselves can make an impact, both in terms of the work they're doing as students and how they might think about their own future.
Over here.
Can you say something about the space? I know there's more than what people can see, and I'm wondering if it would be useful.
Yeah, so there's a lot of space here. If you've been trapped inside this room, you may not realize just how much space there is in the back, which is going to be connected by some sort of vehicles of walls being knocked down and so on. So this space will be utilized in a highly flexible way to bring people together. Ultimately, that is what the purpose of this space is, to bring these, and in fact the mayor and others alluded to this, that the importance of bringing people together is what is driving the idea of creating the space. More generally, as you see, those of you who walk down 53rd Street, that 53rd Street is itself in a state of evolution, of much more economic development of various sorts, and we do hope that this becomes a component of a robust renewal of 53rd Street, which you are already seeing, and 53rd Street, of course, as a place for everyone in Chicago, in particular, of course, here on the South Side. Okay. Did we one more? Okay. Yes.
I wonder if you could comment a little bit further about how you see the role of the
innovation exchange in the local development of 53rd Street? Because this seems like a very kind of globally oriented and perhaps oriented towards those who are within the university working on research. So what do you think the role is for those who live in the community who aren't associated with the university or who don't have such global ambitions?
Well, I think there are a number of interlocking components. So first, this is not meant to be a place that's exclusively for the university, but it's very purposefully meant to be a place where those involved in various other sorts of activities will come and interact with people from the university. In fact, that's an important part of the way we're thinking about this, because we recognize that a university, even one that is taking a very outward view, is only one part of the ecosystem of an innovation environment. And we want this to be a locus where others will come and join us here, so that this is not really meant to be an exclusively university environment, but is meant to attract others from all over who would be involved in the innovation ecosystem. There are other components of this, which is that one hopes if companies are successful that in fact jobs get created, and the jobs will be created for creating opportunities for everyone. The last thing I would say is that I think this separation of local and global is not necessarily the most productive way to look at things, because I think that if you look at a university, you look at a corporation, you look at the city of Chicago as a whole, that it's very important that whatever you're doing, you are situating yourself in a much larger environment. I think the global environment is, in fact, an important one for everybody to think about. Just the kinds of questions that we're talking about, even just about water or about energy, these are global issues, and the kind of way that they generate jobs locally will connect the local environment and the local economy to a global environment. So I think it's useful to think about a degree of porosity between the local and the global.
Thank you. So we are at the end of the program, but there are two other treats. One is a brief tour of the other side of the CIE space. And believe me, it is dramatically different, so you should go on a tour. John Dennis from the commercial real estate team of the university will lead the tour. And the other is to attend a complimentary reception to sample offerings from Chef Matthias Merges' new A10 restaurant, which will be on the first floor of this building, directly below the space. The chef trained under Charlie Trotter, and the restaurant will be opening soon. So please do enjoy both of these things, and thank you all for coming.